Welcome back. Who Knows Nation. Let's ride.
What's happening?
Let's ride. Episode 5? 4.
4.
Yeah, sorry. Listen, who knows anymore?
You go from not think we'll make it to 2 to give us an extra one.
Yeah,
I like it.
dude. Because now we're just ripping and running. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I'm just
kick
here.
Back,
I'm a part of it. Yeah.
vibe a little bit this time.
We're outside this time. I don't know if y'all can tell.
I wish I'd have known you were going to see my shorts. I wouldn't have wore green with black and gold, but here we are.
Yeah, kind of weird. I'm going to be honest. Kind of weird. No, it works. It's not bad. It's fine. Rocking the Saints fit. I see. 504. I'm also doing it, but mine's more of like a, it's an old Taysom shirt.
In case you're not watching on a Friday, which none of y'all will be because this won't be up by midnight.
No.
Record this on a glorious Saints game day.
Yeah. As you can tell, I'm definitely vibing. Kicking back. I actually haven't had that much to drink tonight compared to our other episodes. I've only had like one glass of bourbon. The other one's been sitting there for a while. But don't worry, I'll get going.
No, we're trying something new tonight, kind of because we want to, kind of because we have to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, outside. You might hear some background noise. I think I was supposed to say that, but I wasn't saying it.
It's hotter than Satan's big toenail down here.
Yeah, I don't feel it. I don't get hot. Maybe it's why I belong in hell when I'm I take that back. I believe in Jesus as my savior. Anyways,
we might get an appearance from Pat's dogs.
We may. We're out here. We're doing it. Whatever happens tonight is just a part of the show. So,
who effing knows what's going to happen?
Well, it's exactly how we wrote it.
Yes.
First of all, anything you see was planned. We rehearsed multiple times.
This glass may or may not fall off of this chair. All right.
But no, a lot to talk about. I mean, it's still slow part of the off season, but
for sure,
ramping up the NFL season. The preseason game, the last preseason game, just ended.
Yep.
I've got a lot of topics I wrote down, but we could probably kick it off with that, being that the game just ended. Did you have any thoughts? I actually have some thoughts from a preseason game.
Besides, we're winning the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, well, we are winning the Super Bowl. That's not even a question.
Nah,
guys.
for real, man. That was better than I thought it was going to look.
Yeah,
Jameis came in, looked like he'd been playing for 2 months, 3 months. Looked like he ain't miss a beat.
Yeah, he did definitely. And you hear coming in, he was having some issues in practice with turnovers, which Jameis is going to turn the ball over, guys. I don't know if you know that. Newsflash. He's also going to throw some touchdowns in for some yardage. There's going to be good and there's going to be bad. But tonight, he looked good. The whole first team looked good. Defense looked good. Andy Dalton looked good.
Mike isn't out there. And even with Mike, he's working with a whole new receiving core almost. You couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Him and Jarvis were clicking.
I was going to say that Jameis to Jarvis is looking like a thing. We'll get into some fantasy football later, but I mean.
I can't remember who it was. My boy on Twitter told me he's got Alvin as his MVP.
Yeah.
I don't know about MVP because he's a running back. But, and of course, this is all prisoner of the moment because we just watched it. But if he plays like we just watched, Offensive Player of the Year is not a crazy idea. Granted, if he plays all year, that man had the juice. If he's got holes like that to run through all year,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The O-line looked phenomenal. Ooh. I mean, there is a little bit of concern with Hurst being hurt, but he's coming back. And then
Penning's getting better quick
tonight. Yeah, no, he is. I just obviously you don't want to see the injuries that quickly. He didn't even react though. It seemed really when I first saw it and they took him off on a cart, I was like, the dude stood up and jumped up and down for the touchdown immediately. Like, he didn't even react to being rolled up. He just turned around and celebrated.
I mean, I know they're playing against the backup Chargers D-line, but shit, when the backup O-line came in, Dalton still had all the time in the world.
Yeah. No, even Dalton looked good. That's what I was going to say. This team, this offense, I tweeted it earlier, has looked phenomenal with anyone other than Ian Book under quarter. And actually tonight, I actually told Dave this earlier. I was hating on Ian Book during our live thing the other night. But he didn't look bad tonight. Now, granted, tonight he played against the team he should have been playing against, all backups. But he, I give him a little bit of credibility or, redemption.
Well, I saw Underhill said this morning that teams are calling the Saints, trying to make trades because of how deep we are. So it goes to tell you, it's nice to have a team where it's hard to make, like, good players are going to miss out on the 53.
Yeah.
It really does. I know we've been really good and really deep for years, but it don't feel like that long ago that this team was playing with scraps. Like
Yeah.
the days of Corey White at cornerback and
Who?
all.
No, I remember.
Think about it, man. It's a good time.
No, it's definitely exciting to see the culture that's been built, to see that the team is built. I would say built on defense. The offense looks really good right now. We'll see heading into the year.
It's hard not to be excited. It's preseason, so you're trying to reel it in, but it's tough. I guess it is kind of combined with Jameis looked good when he played last year, so you're just assuming it carries over with better weapons.
Yeah, no, I would assume so.
I don't think talent is the issue. The schedule, I think, is going to be the biggest roadblock. Play a lot of tough teams.
I mean, that's the NFL though. Like, you're never gonna have a cakewalk. It is what it is.
I mean, on paper right now, it looks like a tough schedule. It always seems to happen where it looks like you got a tough schedule, and then the teams that are supposed to be good ain't good. Just hope we're not one of them teams.
Well, I don't think we will be one of them. I mean, by all accounts, they look really good. They look really deep. They look like they're playing for one another. They look excited and kind of reinvigorated. It's interesting, right? Like, Sean Payton walks out the door. He's a Hall of Fame coach. And it looks like, I mean, you're not even into the regular season yet, so it's hard to say this, but it looks like not only did you not miss a beat, but you may be better.
This just came to my head. You think there's a sense with the guys that's been here to prove it wasn't him? Not like spiting him or in spite of him, but to be like, because everybody's counting him out because Sean ain't here, because Drew ain't here, for them to be like, so what?
I mean, yeah, I think in that sense, yeah, like everybody's got it. Like, I have a chip on my shoulder. If somebody told me, hey, you can't do this, it was because of this person that you were able to do this. If it's somebody I respect, I'm probably going to be like, yeah, like, they helped me a lot. They taught me a lot. But go fuck yourself. I'm going to prove you wrong. Like, it just is what it is. And I think as an athlete, if you're a professional athlete, like, you have to have that mindset. So, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
You mentioned, and this isn't even any of the stuff I have written down. I have a bunch of topics written down, but you mentioned there's going to be some guys that might not make the roster that should. Is there someone in particular that jumps out? Anything you're thinking of?
I think the most interesting guy we've talked about him a lot is Merritt. I think he makes the team after today, especially with Traquan being hurt. If Traquan's got a serious injury, he's going to be saved because they're going to put him on IR. He'll technically make the team, and a roster spot will still be open. So Merritt makes it. I think Traquan being cut, which doesn't seem unlikely, unless what I just said happens, it's kind of a big deal because he should be on an NFL team.
Oh, for sure.
And the fact that we could keep 6 guys and him not be good enough to make it, it's kind of wild.
It says a lot coming off of last year where
it's
you had,
wild.
5. He was one of them, but you had 5 or 6 guys on the roster at wide receiver that looked like they didn't belong. Now, he was hurt on and off, but
I think last week, not to stick around on that too much from last week, but we kind of talked about Callaway a little bit, and we disagreed on where he was. I feel like he solidified himself today. I thought he was there already. You thought he might have been a little more on the bubble than some other guys.
Yeah,
but I think after today, he's solidified.
Yeah, he looks solid. He was playing against backups,
right? But compared to the other guys that were also playing against, you can see that,
absolutely.
You can see they want him to be the 4th guy. He's the first. He's in the first group when they're out there.
I said this in one of my Facebook. I'm in a fantasy football group chat. I swear I'm in 4 fantasy leagues with the same people, so we all have a group chat. But the play happened. The play, if you know what play I'm talking about, where Traquan somehow tapped the ball in the air. It looked like it was incomplete. Flies forward 20 yards to Marquez Callaway, and he walks in for a touchdown, which isn't a touchdown. Anyways, that's also a weird review system, but whatever. I said it in that chat. I was like, it would only figure that it was Traquan who batted the ball in the air and Marquez who caught it and walked in for a touchdown. Like, I can't explain why, but like just those 2 guys being a part of it in the roles that they played in that play just made so much sense to me.
Yeah. You still feel good about Deontay?
I didn't even is he injured?
So no,
He didn't play tonight, did he?
He caught a punt with 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the game. That's weird.
I didn't even notice that until you just said his name, and I thought about it.
I didn't see him make a single play the rest of the day. I feel like he's on the team, but it's weird. Like if you're on the team, should you be playing with 1 minute and 50 seconds left?
No.
Even as a punt returner.
No, unless they tell you, hey, just go out there and fair catch it.
Part of me feels like they want, I'm going to say Merritt, because he feels like the most obvious guy to replace, to fill that void. It feels like they're trying to find a way to make him replace Deontay.
You think so? I'm interested to see. I'm going to be very you'll hear this out of me a lot, right? I'll say this on every podcast when situations like this come up with the Pelicans, with the Saints, with really any team that I'm passionate about. I am glad that I am not being paid to make those decisions. Yeah. Because I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. We talked about it last week. I think Deontay needs to be on the team because of the chemistry he showed with Jameis. Hey, dude, he's electric. You can get the ball in his hands. Now I'm pretty sure he's coming up for a contract soon, so maybe they're just like, I don't know. It just feels like there's something weird there with him.
Yeah. I think he's on the roster.
I think he is too. It just feels like they were trying to. I don't know. Like we're looking at Traquan as the bubble guy. Maybe they're looking at Deontay as the bubble guy.
Possibility. I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
In a couple days.
Yeah, the cuts have to be done by the 30th, so over the weekend.
Yeah.
Should start to see some moves.
That'll be exciting. I'm also excited to see who gets released. There's
Kenyon Drake.
I was going to say Kenyon Drake got released. There's another running back. I saw it today. He's rumored to be released, and he's a good running back.
Ronald Jones.
Yeah, Ronald Jones. Intriguing. No?
But I don't think we need it anymore.
I don't know if we do. I wouldn't hate it. It's funny because I was the one banging the drum our running back situation is dire. I don't think it is. I'll take it back. I take it back.
Mark looked good. This is the first time we saw Mark. Mark looks good.
I still wonder about depth.
We just talk about when we talk about all of this, you got to preface it by saying it's if Kamara is there. Because if he's there, I don't have an issue. If he's gone, then yeah. But do you want to bring in somebody like Kenyon Drake and have him sit in third and never have him play?
Yes.
Yeah, is he going to? Somebody.
He will play.
Somebody's going to give him
a third guy is going to play.
Yeah.
Peyton's not here anymore, but I'm just saying, through the history.
I feel weird how I said that because it's like I don't want to bring in a good player. I do.
Yeah. That's why I looked at you.
The way I worded it was weird.
About?
It's just, I don't know. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to get across.
I hear what you're saying. Is it worth it for him to come here and be the third guy? Would he even sign him?
Yeah. He may not have a choice.
That's true. But yeah, yes, I think you have to. If there's a guy out there that you like, especially a guy like Kenyon Drake, Ronald Jones, or if there's another surprise cut, I
like the Ronald Jones move a little more.
I like Ronald Jones. I liked Ronald Jones in Tampa.
I feel like we're kind of. We have Ingram, but I feel like we're kind of short on the bruiser backs.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing with Jones in Tampa, didn't he get kind of pushed out because his pass protection was a little? Yeah, I'm getting super analytical here, but
bring in Fournette.
No, I know they had both of them, but Jones was kind of the guy at first.
Yeah.
Fournette didn't step up until playoff Lenny.
They drafted another guy, Keshawn Vaughn, I think was his name, who was going to be his replacement, and then he wasn't anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. It never seemed like they really bought into Ronald Jones.
Yeah.
But he did have good seasons.
Yeah. We'll see. We don't have to sit here and debate Ronald Jones. I'm just curious. There's there's so many things that we could talk about. I know was there something that was funny to you? I know you mentioned something earlier that you might want to talk about. Do you want to get into that? Do you want me to go through this list?
I don't know how funny it is or how long we got to stick around with it. I wrote down one topic. Udonis Haslem. He's coming back for a 20th year.
By the way, I love this.
Why? That's just my question. Why?
Why not?
Why he doesn't play. There was a point last year where they wanted to put him in and he said no.
He should honestly.
Why is he not just a coach?
That's what I was gonna say. He should honestly just be a coach, some type of assistant, an advisor.
I understand he's literally the last roster spot on the Heat, but you're telling me there's nobody else in the league that could be in that spot?
Culture, Heat culture, right?
Right.
Right.
culture is
culture. First of all, culture is
culture
everything.
is first or second round exits for them. So
well, they made the finals in the bubble. It was real. That was the truest form of basketball.
Whatever you say.
I mean, it was.
It was
I can
cool.
tell we don't see eye to eye on this topic, but
No, it was like just pick up ball. It was cool to watch, but I don't know.
no, I think it's funny. I'm so glad you brought that up though, because I saw that and I've had the same thought. I was like,
It's
just be a coach, man. Just
I think, so I told you before a bunch of times I like the Lebitard show, where they're Miami based, so they talk about the Heat. They do a local hour, talk about the Heat a lot, and they said he said he doesn't want to be a coach, but that's what he is right now. He's a coach that just has a roster spot.
he's just there. He claps.
I think he makes more as a player than he would as a coach, as an assistant coach. I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to get to 20. Maybe it's something about 20 seasons and then.
It's impressive.
Is it? He hasn't. When's the last time Udonis Haslem got real minutes?
Oh well, yeah, real minutes. I couldn't tell
got meaningful minutes.
I couldn't tell
is
you.
Is
with
it
LeBron?
Is it impressive to play 20 seasons if you haven't played in the last 5 of them?
I couldn't tell you.
Does he go through training camp?
Who cares?
I'm just wondering.
You're
saying it's impressive to get to 20 seasons, and I don't think it is when you're doing it the way he did it.
I just to stick around that long. He's a cockroach, like not in a bad way. Not in a bad way.
If I had Heat season tickets for the last 5 years, I'd have as much playing time as Udonis Haslem.
I mean,
if I had Heat season tickets for the last 20 years, is it impressive that I was on the team? Because that's basically what he is.
But honestly, if you have season tickets to anything for 20 years, kudos. Seriously, kudos.
A lot of my family that I sit with has season tickets for 20 years.
And there's plenty of New Orleans Saints fans.
Well, you
Obviously,
can't give them up.
Pelicans, it's hard to say that right now because the team has barely been here.
What happens is people don't want to give them up because you're not getting them back.
Right.
So they'll sell them for a season, but keep the rights.
I'll be honest. I was on the waiting list for so long, and then I'm talking Saints, and then I had a cousin who had rights like you're talking about, and he needed somebody to go in with him, and it was basically he was like, hey, if you want to do this, you can have these rights forever with me. I went through 2 seasons. I realized that when I go to the Dome, I spend so much fucking money, and I would rather just go to like 2 or 3 big games anyway and spend the same amount of money instead of going to every game and then maybe travel for a game. Like I can spend the same amount of money and just stay home for other games and just have the same amount of fun. So I don't know. It was just Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've kind of told you how I got mine. I lucked out with mine. They were my uncles for probably about 15 years or so, if I remember right. And then after Katrina, he moved out to Dallas. We had to relocate to Dallas for work. And then he kept them for a couple years, but we were splitting the price of them because he was only coming for like 2 games and was giving me the other 6.
Same thing I was doing.
Yeah, because he wasn't he would fly in from Dallas for a couple of them, and that was it. And then on my 21st birthday, he's my godfather. So on my 21st birthday, he transferred them into my name, and then they became mine. So now the ones that I don't go to, I just give it to him instead of selling them or whatever. But as I got older, I kind of realized that his gift was forcing me to pay all $700, $800 for the tickets.
It's one of those gifts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
It was cool at first, and then I realized, shit, now the price is $900.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool. It is cool to think they're his. I mean, I'll never give them up for that reason. They're just going to get passed on to.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so. Especially if they've been in your family that long, you might as well. Like, it becomes a tradition. You have a spot that you go to tailgate. I'm sure you have people that you sit around that you love.
Close it everywhere we go.
There you go.
Kiss of death, baby.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should just start tailgating outside of the stadium, like a normal human being, under the bridge.
Y'all want a new stadium? I'll just tailgate at the Dome and we'll get it closed up.
Nobody caught that. Hopefully anybody out there that heard that's a Pels 12 fan knows what I'm talking about.
This beer is hot.
Huh?
This beer is hot.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah. We were setting this up for a little while. He had 2 beers sitting out here, and I looked at him, and I actually filled a cup with ice for my bourbon when I saw his beer sitting out here because I was like, that's a bad idea.
Oh, well, I got some more Crown over here that I could always put some ice in and get it rolling. But anyway.
We'll figure that out.
What else you got?
I've got a lot, to be honest. I just started jotting things down, almost like your column that you do at the end of every week, where it's like, hey, what did we miss this week, basically? Any thought I had, I jotted down. First one that comes to mind, and I'll go through some other ones that we could have much more in-depth conversation. The Saints all week this week practiced with 28-3 on the scoreboard. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Did you see my tweet about it?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I'm asking.
So what I said in my tweet was, I'm cool with the fans doing it, and I was fine with the team doing it for the first couple of years. But now I'm kind of... It's just weird when the team does it to me now. I don't know why. I don't know. There's something weird about it. It was cool at first. I thought it was funny. But it's kind of gotten played out for the team to do it. Because now they're hanging signs up all around the renovations and this and that. I like when the fans do it because it's like a beef between the fans. But, like, you don't see the Falcons tweet. I mean, granted, their social media team is terrible. But you don't see them tweeting about the Minnesota Miracle and this and that and everything. They have just as much that they could make fun of us for, if we're being honest.
They did, though.
But it might have been like a couple times when it first happened.
It's a schedule release like 2 years ago, 3 years ago,
year after year. It's just
sticks with me.
Like I said, I'm all for the fans doing it. Like, let it live on forever. But I don't know.
Yeah,
something weird about the team doing it to me.
I don't mind it. You know, you take advantage of what you can take advantage of. The fans like it. You know, they think it's funny. And New Orleans as a community.
I'm probably in the minority with that. It's
fine. I get it. I think that the front office for the Saints and the Pels, and this conversation is going where I wasn't even thinking, but I think the front office for the Saints and the Pels have a really good pulse of what the community likes. You know, whether it's the David Griffin piano thing, or the 28-3 everywhere with the Saints.
Yeah,
the
Pels are starting to do really well with it.
Yeah. I think that, you know, you take advantage of what you can. If you have a good sense of what the community likes, you put it out.
Yeah.
In the past, they forced dumb things that didn't even resonate with the community, and we pushed back on that too.
Chopper style still.
Yeah, they're still forcing chopper style. Yeah, that'll die out soon, I think. You got listen. Somebody else said this earlier too. You got a whole season of, I think actually, Hold the Mayo. I think that's who. What's his name? Devin Snow. I think he said it. Maybe I'm giving credit to the wrong guy, but the guys you brought in, not only are they great fits, you know, for the team, but they're also great fits for the after the game locker room dances.
Yeah.
So you got a whole season of that coming up. Who knows? Who knows what comes out of that? You had hit the Sean Payton that came out years ago, Choppa style. You got random shit that came from that.
Yeah.
So, well, that was sidelines, but still, I mean, you know, who knows?
No.
Who effing knows? What I was getting at though with the 28-3 thing is an interesting point was raised from one of my friends the other day.
There's a dog.
That's Jackson, by the way, my big pit bull. Maybe he'll step on camera.
I think he was over here a little while ago.
A friend of mine raised a good point, and he asked the question. I already asked you this. Would you trade 28-3? Would you trade that pettiness for the no call?
I want you to give your answer first because mine's gonna get deeper than just because I won a Super Bowl instead. Yeah.
So, and the one thing that I did say about this when I told you, I think, is if you trade it, you have to understand that it doesn't guarantee a Super Bowl win. You're not even in the Super Bowl yet, so that does play into my thought process here. I think you can probably tell which way I'm leaning. I'll give my answer. I don't trade it, to be honest. I do not trade it, and the reason I don't trade it is because they made it to a Super Bowl, and they forever will be known as the team that blew the largest Super Bowl lead of all time. We will always have that in our back pocket. I'm petty as hell. Maybe we make the Super Bowl, maybe we don't. You know, that no call sucked. It hurts. We've been through a lot of them. We've talked top fives all the time, and I always want to say, hey, top 5 most brutal losses, and then I think about it, and I'm like, well, I can name all of them from the Saints franchise. And I don't want to do that. But
I don't know if it gets more brutal than that.
So I look at it like there's no guarantee that we win the Super Bowl that year anyway. You know, we didn't even make the Super Bowl. So I just hold on to the other. Maybe I think I said this to somebody else. Maybe we go to the Super Bowl that year after the 28-3. Maybe we go to the Super Bowl that year after the no call. Maybe we're up 28-3. Maybe we lose 28-3. Now I don't think we do because that team was fucking good. But who knows? That's my thoughts. You can get deeper.
So I disagree. I don't know if it was being there and it happening literally right below me. Something, and don't get me wrong, I still love football. Love football, love the Saints.
I know where you're going with this because I feel the same way. Go ahead.
Something about my love for football changed after that play. The last time my love for football was up here was when Ted Ginn caught that Hail Mary for lack of a better term, when Drew just threw it up and he came down with it. After that, was it maybe one or two plays later, the no call happened. Something about that play took some love away from me.
It hurt.
And that's really what I'm going. I mean, if you want to get into, I think we win the game. I'm fairly certain we win the game if they make the call.
Yeah,
because what happens is it comes down to,
we do win the game.
Well, it comes down to Will Lutz field goal. He could miss it. Chances are he doesn't.
He could.
I think he makes. I think we win the game. I really believe we win the Super Bowl that year. But even if you don't, man, it's hard to get to a Super Bowl.
It is.
It's hard to get there.
We've seen that.
Right. And
we've seen that.
You could at least think about all the talent we've had recently, and we ain't even made it to a Super Bowl. That feels like a letdown. To at least be able to say we had all this team and we made it, and you lost to Tom Brady. See, I told you I was going to.
Good job, buddy.
You would have lost to Tom Brady. Ain't no shame in that. Well, granted, the Falcons also lost to Tom Brady, ironically, when we're compared it to. But I don't know, man. Like it's fun to make fun of the Falcons for literally anything. But all right. So let's say they have a Super Bowl. We have a Super Bowl. Cool. Every team in the division has one at least. And then we get to a second one. Maybe we win it. We got two over them. We got one over them. If not, we both been to one or both been to two and lost one and won one.
So you'll take break even with them over. We're definitely ahead.
I take break even with them and still have my love for the game. Like my love for football. And I don't want it to sound like I don't love. Like still to this day, we don't do nothing on Sundays in my family. You don't book birthday parties. You don't have weddings. Nothing happens on a Sunday. I had an argument with my mother-in-law because she wanted to have my son baptized during the NFC Championship weekend on the Sunday. That was my first fight with my mother-in-law. I told her
when we were in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I said I don't know what you think you're doing.
Hell no.
Actually, no, I don't think we were in it. It was the day Kobe died. It was the day I baptized my son, which wasn't. Damn. That was on a Sunday, but it was like
also a terrible day.
Pro Bowl weekend.
Terrible day. Yeah. We don't have to get into that. Sorry.
But no, that was Pro Bowl weekend. She wanted to do the weekend before, which would have been NFC Championship weekend. But yeah, we don't do things in my family on Sundays. Like football is everything, but it's still less of a passion for it than there was that day.
No,
and I've seen a lot of people have that same take. It's just something about and I'm not somebody that thinks games are rigged, because the idea of how hard it would be to rig a game. But for the first time in my life,
you questioned it.
I questioned it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I did question it. I still don't think it was rigged. But every time I say that, I'm like, you know what?
There's doubt.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
It changed my whole view of, literally my whole view of football. And that's my reason I don't take it. It's not even to say, hey, we might win a Super Bowl. It's because I miss. Now, I will say it's gotten easier. When we would lose a game then, my week would be ruined. Now I'm kind of over it in a couple of days. But that kind of happened when I had my son. You come home, you got your kid to come home to. Makes it easier to get over a loss. But I don't know, man. I miss being that passionate about it.
Yeah. I actually I was trying to let you finish because
Sorry, I was very long-winded.
No. But everything you said, I wanted to jump in and say the same thing in a sense. So you're right. You're not the only one that feels it. And I wasn't really thinking that way. I wasn't really thinking of losing the love that I had. I kind of liken it to, when you have a bad breakup. I don't know if you had a bad breakup. But when you have a bad breakup, it kind of hardens you, right?
I have a story.
Well, we can get in that. It kind of hardens you. And, not to get too emotional or too deep, but then when other things happen, it's just all right, it's fine. Let's just move on. And it's kind of the same thing with not just that one, but with all of them. That all just kept. It was like, man, disappointment after disappointment. But that one was the worst.
Right, like the fumble with Jerick Cook.
That didn't hurt as bad.
It
hurt, but it was like
it didn't hurt like it used to.
Here we go again.
I mean, and we had the losses before that. One of the most painful ones for me was when we lost to the Bears in 2006. I was really young when that happened. Huh?
I have a story.
It just, I don't know, that would hurt me a little bit. I guess because in my lifetime, that was the first time the Saints were really good. So to see them get that close, it sucked to watch them lose. That one hurt. I think after that, I think the Niners one was the one that hurt me the most.
Side note.
I don't want to get into the most depressing Saints
I didn't
losses.
want to get into all these. That's why I said top 5. You can get into so many of them. There was a Falcons fan the other day. I have to give him credit. First time I've seen it. We kept, 28-3 thing was going around, and he was like, "Y'all really coming at us with 28-3 when you had all this happen?" And he made a fucking video montage of each and every brutal loss of the Sean Payton era. And holy shit, was it like going down memory lane.
Granted, ours are in the playoffs, so they do suck. But the Falcons go through like 5 of those a year.
No, you're right. You're right.
Like 5 a year where they just blow a lead. So I don't want to hear it. But
so I have a story. To go back to the Chicago thing for a second. We talked about game day rituals last podcast. We talked about just weird things that you do. We were at Fox and Hound. I was at a Fox and Hound sports bar with a couple of my buddies. We waited all morning to get in this place. It was packed. It was fucking packed. And we're watching the game there. Fox News is there. Everybody's on TV. It's this big-ass party. And my buddy had a lighter. It was a Saints lighter. And I blame him to this day for that Saints loss because most of the game when good shit was happening, we're so weird. Most of the game when good shit was happening, he had it standing up. For whatever reason. He laid it on its side, and we went fucking downhill from there. And I still blame him to this day. Matt, I blame you. You know who I'm talking to. That's it. That's all I got.
No, that's just. I mean, if you want to just to go to put a bow on the 28-3 thing, I guess if we were just looking at it from a straight up win or loss kind of thing, maybe I side with you where. Yeah, sure. Give me 28-3 over whatever. But when I really think about it, but when you asked me that question, it took me 3 seconds to go back and think, no, because I want that passion back. Like it was within. I feel that. I mean, you know how quick I messaged you back, it wasn't maybe it was nope. 100 times out of 100 times, give me make the call and forget 28-3.
No, and. Hearing your argument now, I actually agree. Like, you've swayed me.
I'd give anything to go back to a Super Bowl. That's really what it boils down to also.
Well, you just wait, baby bird.
Here we go.
Because we're going this year. It's happening.
Fit them for the ring.
It's fucking homers, right? I saw a map earlier. I don't remember. I think it was Fox Sports that shared it or something like that. But it was like basically each state's prediction on who was going to go to the Super Bowl.
And we were the only one for the Saints.
It was clearly like Texas was fucking Cowboys. We're the Saints.
Like the whole middle of the United States was the Cowboys.
Well, yeah, whatever. But it was like state by state. Like they all picked their team. And I was like, oh, no shit. Like, of course. Because we all love our teams so much that we just blindly fucking follow them and think they're the best. And that's just how it goes.
What else you got?
I got other stuff. Let's keep going. This is kind of piggybacking that. I saw this somewhere else. I forget where I saw it, but would you take any amount of money, and if so, name it, for your team to never win a Super Bowl or a championship?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a number. Because at some point, it's just sports. Like, you tell me I can have $1 billion. Yeah, cool. We could get to an NFC championship year after year, have some fun. I don't know. I'm sure there's a number. I don't want to say no because that just sounds ridiculous.
But if you know that they're never, when you take that money, you know they're never going to win, and there's pointless to watch.
I mean, I guess it's pointless to watch, but It's still fun. It takes the heartbreak away because you know at some point you're losing and not making it to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I want to say no, I want a Super Bowl, but it sounds ridiculous to be like, no, I would turn down $1 billion.
Listen, guys, I would totally take the money. I don't know what the amount is. Yeah. I would totally take the money, and then I would just throw myself into fantasy sports where I can be a winner.
I say $1 billion. It wouldn't even take that much. You come to me with $500K, we might be having a conversation.
I don't know.
I don't know what the bottom line is.
Maybe. What can I do with $500K? Can I live on a beach for the rest of my life and not even have to care about sports?
You invest right, you can do a lot with $500K.
I don't have to invest right if I have the right amount of money given to me. I could just blow it. See, this is me talking like an ignorant asshole. Hey. Yeah. Anyways, that was a fun one.
Give me enough money, I'll buy my own franchise, and we can do whatever.
There you go. Yeah. I'll go buy the worst team in the league and see if I can make them good, like I used to do on Madden my whole life. Let's see. I got a lot of shit here.
I have no idea how to tell how much time we're going right now without looking at the camera here.
What's the camera say?
Let's see. Sorry, guys. We're getting off the close. Oh, we're only at 36 minutes.
Oh, we're good, man. We are so good.
That's going to be ridiculous.
How about this one? Top 5 bar stories. No? Sorry, that was a joke. Inside joke. We were going through top 5s earlier and trying to figure out like what we were going to talk about.
I love my friends too much. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, there's no, not happening. I do have like 1 or 2, but no. Let's see. Oh, here's a fun one. The Lakers traded their only asset and Stanley Johnson for Pat Bev.
You remember when THT was going to get them Kyrie?
I do.
That was fun.
I do. I remember when THT was the second coming.
I really don't have much to say
about it. I don't either. I just wanted to poke fun at it.
I saw the, there's mixed reports about whether they'll keep Russ or not. I hope they do. Just for the drama. Hope they do. Please, for the love of God, keep Russ.
I can't wait to see how that locker room plays out. Russ and Pat Bev have anyone who's been hiding under a rock. Dude. Those two do not like each other.
No. But man, that's it. That's the Lakers' last asset.
Yeah.
They got nothing else.
I also love every damn day, literally every day, I could just look at any Lakers space or listen to any Lakers space or read through Twitter, and there's always a Lakers fan. It says package 2 first-round picks and whoever's on their roster that they don't care about, and go get some superstar. And I always have the first thought, what first-round picks?
Yeah. Yeah, the 2029 first-round picks. It brings up a thought, because I've had this conversation with somebody before. So you know when you get LeBron, this is what you're getting. He's going to destroy your team, your future. You take that for a championship? If LeBron were to come here and you were guaranteed a championship, you're at least getting the one, you're probably winning one. Let's say you're guaranteed to get the one, you might get to another or 2. But you know after he leaves, you're going to be in the shitter for the next 5-6 years. You taking that for one championship?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've said that before.
I didn't even have to think about it.
I don't like the Lakers at all. I hate the Lakers. I got a buddy that's a Lakers fan. And, people will share stuff on Facebook and stuff all the time and just shitting on the Lakers. And he'll comment on it, trying to defend them. And I'll jump on there and be like, man, it's those posts you're talking about where they're like, oh, we'll trade this and this to get Kyrie or this and this to get so-and-so. Yeah. And I'll comment on it. And, people be on there saying they have nothing to trade. And they're like, this is how LeBron ruins your team. And I have to defend it and be like, man, I'd take it in a second. Especially for a team that's never even gotten to a championship. Yeah, give me that. I'd take it 100 times.
Did I ruin my mic? There we go. We are.
Uh-oh. I don't know. We don't know what's happening. All right.
Yeah, we're back. Sorry, I'm an asshole. I move too much. You guys can probably tell I fidget all the freaking time. It's nervous energy, probably. I don't know what it is. I don't ever feel nervous, but it happens.
Yeah.
My fucking wire got caught, ripped out the microphone, created audio issues. But we're back. We're back. We were talking about LeBron. I don't care. We're going to move on.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah, we're going to move on. Fantasy football is coming up. I got 2 drafts tomorrow. You said you got a draft this weekend.
I got one tomorrow too.
Let's talk about, and then we can, because we don't have a lot of time left, we can talk about this a little bit, and then we can get in top 5, but and whatever the fuck else comes up. But is there anyone fantasy-wise that you got your eyes on that you think, it doesn't have to be like this big-time like thing, but like anyone that you're thinking maybe like flying under the radar that you want to go for? Give away your secrets now so everybody can know before you draft.
So I was going to tell you the guy that I've been hyping up to you all the time, which is Chase Edmonds, who I do love. Chase Edmonds, Brandon Ayuk, 2 I really like. My guy I'm going to say is Dameon Pierce for the Texans.
He's actually been getting some.
He's been getting really good. It's so funny because I had a conversation with one of my buddies. This was like the first week before the first preseason game. I told, he was talking about drafting Marlon Mack or whatever. And I was like, I think Dameon Pierce ends up being the lead guy there. And I was talking like maybe midway through the year. I was like, I think he ends up over time taking over. And he wanted to bet me. He's like, let's put some money on it that Marlon Mack has a better year than Dameon Pierce. And I was like, no. I said, because I think it's going to end up happening halfway through. It's not going to be enough for him to say he had the better year. And I wish I'd have made the bet because, God damn it, he's number 1.
Yeah, you should have.
Dameon Pierce is 1, but Brandon Ayuk I love. And Chase Edmonds is the one I'm really, really high on.
That's fair. Those are all good. The only one that really jumps out to me, or doesn't jump out to me, like I don't know if he's gonna like be a big boom, but I think he could be, is Jerick McKinnon. Like that's the only one that.
Where's he at these days?
Kansas City. Just looking at how their offense runs, I know they have obviously Hilaire. But I don't know. I look at that and I've seen them in the preseason and I just have a gut feeling that it's gonna be a solid pickup.
So this isn't fantasy related, but I want to say it before I forget. We had that conversation where both of us kind of had Kansas City maybe finishing 3rd. And I started working on our article, and I watched them a little bit in the preseason. I think I'm wrong.
I think so, too. I watched them the other day.
I think I'm wrong. I'm still going to say the Chargers. But that Sky Moore kid they got, pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I watched him play. I was like, all right. He looks like Tyreek Hill. He runs like Tyreek Hill. I don't think he's as fast, but he moves like him. And I just see it. And it's like Mahomes can spread the ball all around.
Yeah, Mahomes moves enough to create those plays.
I feel ridiculous even for a second saying they would finish 3rd. I'm still going to say the Chargers. I think this is the year Justin Herbert does it and takes over.
Let's go hot take. Hold on. Now that you're saying that. Because this is a hot take I've had for a while. Justin Herbert. This is a tough one. Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow. Let's ruffle some feathers. I'm gonna.
I think I'm gonna say Herbert.
Oh fuck!
Because I've seen him do it a little longer so far. And it's not a knock on Burrow. I'd take either one of them. I don't know. I like Herbert for something about Herbert makes me say Herbert over Burrow. But I mean it's by like the smallest of margins. I don't think it's by Herbert by a long shot. And if you said Burrow, you could probably change my mind very easily. And you know what? If Burrow does what he did last year, if he does it again this year, I might say Burrow.
You know what's funny to me, though? It's interesting that you say that because it's like if Burrow does what he did last year again this year, when has Herbert done that? When has Herbert ever?
He threw for 5,000 yards.
No, I know that. That's why I'm also picking Herbert, by the way, for every reason you just said. But if we're talking about like if Burrow has to if he has to drag his team, but if he has to take his team to another Super Bowl in order to be ahead of a guy who's never gone to a Super Bowl.
Dragging the team? That offense is loaded, bro.
Their offensive line is terrible. He's got to make quick decisions. He's got to get the ball out.
Yeah, but he's got 3 receivers.
Now you're making me argue for Burrow, and that's not what I was here for.
No, but he's got 3 receivers that could be legit number 1s on any team.
That's fair. Best wide receiver core in the league. Easy.
Let the Saints play the season out.
Come on. I'm a Saints fan, but come on, really?
Mike is better than anybody. Well,
Okay, I'll give Mike.
I mean,
you don't know what you have in
Jamar
Olave
Chase
yet.
is awesome, but you crowning him after one season?
No, but I think he's good.
Mike, all right. Even if Jamar Chase is,
You got Mike over Jamar, but who match the other ones?
Even if you put Jamar over Mike, because we haven't seen Mike play in 2 years, put Jamar over Mike. Mike is leaps and bounds better than T. Higgins. T. Higgins is good, but he ain't Mike Thomas.
No, I'm not saying that.
Olave could probably equal T. Higgins.
You don't know that though.
No, but he could. That's what I'm saying. Give the Saints to the end of the year. Right now,
that's fair.
Right
that's
now,
fair.
yeah.
That's
right
fair.
now, yeah. The Bengals are the best.
Okay.
The next one is Tampa.
Tampa's just loaded
Evans,
in general.
Godwin, Russell Gage. Yeah.
Tom Brady's the LeBron James of the NFL, right?
Well, yeah. In more ways than one.
That's what I'm saying. Like in every
more
way.
ways than
Well,
one.
not in every way, but in most ways.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see. There's one more fun topic we can do, and then we'll get into top
You think
5.
Aaron Donald should be arrested?
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into. that was next
I
on
had
my
no
list.
idea that's what you were going
Well, there's
to.
2 I'm looking at, and that was one that I was like, I could bring that up.
I think Aaron Donald needs to be arrested for assault.
Yeah, I know. They were talking about should he be suspended. I was like, he took off
should be arrested.
2 helmets and were fucking swinging them with a purpose. Like, not just kind of swinging them.
He should be arrested if he assaults anybody with his hands.
Yeah, that's true.
He trains with knives.
That's a big dude, and he's strong, and he's crazy, and he was going to retire, and he didn't, and now he's killing people. I don't know what's happening.
Has to be, in all of the NFL, the player you would least like coming at you with a helmet. Aaron Donald has to be top of that list.
That's so funny.
Like,
funny.
I don't know, man.
There was a GIF earlier. Somebody shared it, and it was like Myles Garrett watching Aaron Donald's tape from today or yesterday or whatever, and it's like the guy like taking notes. And I was like, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, man. That's what that's actually one of my things for my weekly article. It just says Aaron Donald should be arrested.
Jesus.
Part of that is because I don't want him on the team when we play him. Just get him. I'm over him. Get him out of this league.
He's phenomenal, man.
He is, but I'm so tired of him. He's a hothead, dude.
He is a hothead. I don't like. You know what though? I don't hate that, especially as a D lineman.
But
Be
there's
a hothead.
there's a line.
Fuck it.
You don't remember last year or the year before where after the game was over he threw his helmet on and like went after one of the linemen for the Seahawks?
Fuck it.
At midfield. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, it is what it is. Like, it's football. It's a violent sport. And this may be a very old school take, and I'll have people crying about it. My dogs are playing now, by the way. This is what you get here. It's a violent sport, and violence begets violence. You know? It's why I loved Ndamukong Suh
Oh, no.
at the height of his shit. People were like, "Oh no, he's a dirty
I won't
player."
get behind
Yeah,
that.
he's a dirty player.
There's a difference between dirty and just being. I don't think Aaron Donald's dirty.
I don't think he's dirty.
I mean, you get a little. I can't knock anybody for hitting somebody with helmets because my favorite college football team is infamously known for brawling with a team and hitting people with helmets.
Yeah.
So, you know, but yeah, I think there's a difference between Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald. Suh has some dirty moments.
There's a major
man.
difference. I don't
I'm
mean
not
to
with
compare the
that.
two in that sense.
Yeah.
I just meant that aggressive, like, kill everything mindset. It also goes into, and I'm gonna have, if there's anyone who watches this that's not a Saints fan, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, Bountygate. But like, every team in the league. I'll go back even deeper. Every team in the world, high school, fucking college, it doesn't matter what it is. There are guys, coaches, players, literally preaching to hurt the other team, physically hurt the other team. Whether you want to admit it or not, maybe they say it differently now. It's football. It's going to happen. It's how you play. Now in the NFL, it's different. It's a brotherhood. You know, you're adults. Maybe it shouldn't happen that way, but it's what you've been taught your whole life.
Yeah.
That's my piece on it. I don't know.
Arrest Aaron Donald.
Arrest him. Get him out of here. What's our top 5? We have a top 5, right?
Top five?
We have a top 5. Let's do that.
Let me make sure I don't have anything else I wanted to bring up to you real quick. Nope, I don't think so. I got nothing. Oh, the Angels are for sale. Go.
Yeah.
I put up an article about the Angels being for sale.
Yeah.
Actually, the article wasn't about the Angels being for sale. I posted the article about the Angels being terrible, and then less than 24 hours later, they were for sale. So go read that. We won't get into it too much, but maybe next week we can touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, because I'd really love to get your thoughts on Angels in the Outfield as well.
Okay.
Great movie.
Yeah, we'll get into it next week.
Yeah.
Write it down, because if not, we'll forget to ever get into it.
Hopefully, I'll re-listen to this podcast and then I'll remember.
Well, you're gonna make me spend an hour editing it, so I guess I'll re-listen to it a lot.
Halfway through. No, top 5 tonight was top 5 artists, right?
Yeah, we definitely came up with this last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Pat swore we would never run out of ideas.
Well, we didn't run out of ideas. It just I didn't know which one to pick because none of them were calling to me. We have a list a mile long.
Yeah.
If there's any you think of that you want to hear, send them our way. I will spitball until I die.
I don't know if you saw the message Ethan sent us. We're going to do a giveaway for this episode.
Okay.
He wants to have somebody put something in the comments, so maybe that's what we'll do. You want to do that? Put a top 5 idea in the comments,
top 5.
and we'll pick somebody?
Yeah, best top 5 we pick, we'll get a prize.
All right. I think he's got a few things. I don't know how he wants to do it. I don't want to say he's going to give away more than he is. So everybody just put something in there, and then we'll go.
If he can't give something, I've got plenty of memorabilia shit I can give. Hopefully you're a Saints
he's got
if you're not, I'll find
he's got website merch and
that's true.
Stuff like that. So.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yeah, top 5 artists. I want to preface too before we get into this because we're going to go back and forth, and I actually want to spend some time talking through this instead of I think last week we just kind of bounced back and forth, but I have 5 written down. Top 5 artists. Can be a band, can be a solo act, doesn't matter.
Anything.
Mine, before I get into it, there are a lot that I left out. I'm going to be honest. I'm sitting here thinking.
Yeah, we threw this together within 30 seconds.
I thought of the first 5 artists right now that I listen to. I mean, I tried to think back to as a kid, like everything I've loved. This isn't top 5 all time for me. This isn't top 5 artists ever. Like, I'm not saying this artist is better than this artist or this guy is better than this other guy that I left off the list.
This is what you like to listen to.
Yeah, this is where I'm at in my life right now. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Mine is probably throughout my life what I like to listen to most. And it's not saying I think this person is a better rapper than this person or a better
that's why I said
artist
that.
than this person.
I've definitely got a rapper on the list.
Somebody's going to think.
Yeah, I've got a rapper on the list that is not better than a lot of other rappers that I left off the list, and I don't want anybody to come at me. Or you can come at me. I don't give a shit. But
who went first last week?
I don't know. Did I go first?
You go ahead.
I'll go first.
Give me yours.
I don't know who my 5 is. You know what? Hold on.
You want me to go?
I'll pull it up. I mean, I know who my 5 are. I'm just going to read.
I have mine in order if you want me to go.
Oh, yeah, you go.
All right. My number 5 is Jimi Hendrix. I'm a big fan of people that can play the guitar at an elite level.
I love that.
I love Jimi Hendrix.
I fucking love that.
And you know what? I say I love Jimi Hendrix. I can't name you 10 of my favorite Jimi Hendrix songs, but I will never turn a Jimi Hendrix song off.
You know,
I love Jimi Hendrix.
I absolutely feel the same way, and I'll name 5 runner-ups, or not 5 runner-ups. I'll name a couple runner-ups right now that aren't on my list that as soon as you said Jimi Hendrix, I thought of Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan, fucking, I don't know. There's so many others that I can't think of right now, but those are the first 2 that come to mind.
Dude, and it's going to sound cliche, but the national anthem with him is unreal.
Have you seen the
Woodstock thing?
The Woodstock 99?
Yeah.
I just watched it yesterday. I watched all 3.
It's cool.
It is cool. Which is why I have some of these people on my list, actually. Well, none of the people from Woodstock 99 are on my list, but
I love Jimi Hendrix. So Jimi Hendrix is my number 5.
That's good. Who do I put as 5? Okay, number 5 from me, I'm going to go Prince. Love Prince.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Fucking, you could put any Prince song on, and I'm going to get down to it. Fun fact, this isn't Prince, but at my old job when we were still in the office, we tried to keep it fun. And on Fridays, I would come in the office, and I would randomly throw Usher on, but it was always a mix of Usher and Prince. And people would look at me and be like, who put this on? Because we're a sales team. And they would be like, why are we listening to slow jams on a Friday? Why are we listening to slow jams on a Friday? And I would be like, what the fuck do you mean it's Usher Friday? Like, this is just what we do. Friday. And it became a thing, but it was also Prince Friday. and it's Prince every day, to be honest, because I listen to Prince all the time. But that's my 5.
I like that. My number 4 is a guy who's come out over the last few years. He's from New Orleans, R&B artist. His name is Lucky Day.
I don't even know who that is. I'm going to be honest. You said it earlier.
He's one of my favorite. And I think it might just be because, he is one of my favorite, but all time, if I really sat down and thought about it, he probably doesn't crack my top 5. But like you're saying, guys you're listening to right now, me and my buddy saw him in concert not too long ago. I love it, man. It's R&B. I'm a big R&B guy.
I am too.
So I love
Clearly.
R&B. And it's something I've kind of transitioned to in the last couple of years, honestly. I was more of like a rap guy or hip-hop guy. But over the last couple of years, I've kind of transitioned into more of a fan of R&B. Like when I'm driving around, I think I'd rather listen to some R&B. I don't know, something about it. But yeah, Lucky Day. He's from New Orleans. He actually tried out for American Idol a long time ago. I don't remember if he made it through the tryouts or not. But now he's kind of blowing up finally. So
I'll look him up.
Lucky Day. Check him out. Local guy.
I enjoy R&B. I don't have any more R&B on my list.
It's Daye. Lucky Day.
Actually, when I was younger, and I'll get into my 4th in a second, but when I was younger, my mom hated the music I listened to because I listened to angry white boy music. She used to always say, because I listened to like Limp Bizkit and all that shit, Stained.
So it's kind of funny you say that because growing up, so I don't know my real dad, but growing up with my mom, she's country through and through.
Yeah.
So I grew up loving country music. My mom would take me to every Tim McGraw concert and Kenny Chesney concert within driving distance. So
I love that.
We grew up loving country music, and then she met my stepdad, and he was into rock and Limp Bizkit and rap, and that was because he was into rap. I started listening to rap, and he is the reason I heard Lil Wayne for the first time, and then that grew into me liking rap and rock, and it's cool because if not, I probably would have just grew up. Oh shit! Did I fuck it up too?
No, you should be good.
All right. I grew up listening to, sorry, I thought I'd probably just grow up listening to country music. If she hadn't met him and he introduced me to all this other shit,
yeah,
like he loved Korn.
Oh, I fucking love Korn.
He loved
Korn's
Korn.
not on my list, but I fucking love Korn.
But yeah,
I was cutting the grass earlier, listening to Korn while I was cutting. Anyways, my story I was getting at is, so I listened to stuff like that, and then what my mom didn't know is I also spent a lot of time on LimeWire downloading Avant. I don't know if you know who Avant is. Boys to Men, Jagged Edge, just shit like that. None of these guys are on my list. Love all these people though. Anyways, my number 4, I've lost. I guess I could roll into one of those rock bands I'm talking about. I'm gonna go Rage Against the Machine.
I don't think it's recording mine. Oh, maybe it is.
This fucking guy.
I hope so.
It's recording you.
Anyway, Rage Against the Machine
is number 4.
Okay.
Take My Thunder.
Sorry.
No, I'm fucking with
Listen, I gotta edit this shit. I just want it to be
Leave
easy.
it in. Fuck it.
Anyway,
roll with it.
So number 4, Rage Against the Machine. You got a story behind it, or yeah?
I'm an angry white boy. No, if you want the story behind it, first of all, they're funky as fuck. If we want to get into the actual music without the lyrics, they're funky as fuck. I love the rap rock. I can definitely vibe to something like that. But their lyrics are really what does it for me. Anybody who knows me well knows that I'm super like anti-government, anti-politics. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole.
I like that.
So when people come to me, let's get a little deeper.
Well, we're still getting to know each other on a personal level.
Yeah.
There could be something down the road that we just butt heads on.
Yeah, it's like,
this
what the
podcast
fuck?
comes
Really?
to an end.
No, so when people, like the last fucking 8 years, 4 years, whatever, when the world got super political, each side would be saying shit, and I would be like, dude, shut up. Like, it would just piss me off. But I never said anything. I would just be like, all right, whatever. Like, you have a point, but then you have a point, but then you have a point. Like, we're all wrong. It's fine. Live. Love each other. I'm kind of a hippie, too. That's another thing. But,
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, that's my story.
So, my number 3, and I say this strictly as an artist. Michael Jackson.
Why did you have to preface?
Because he's big creep.
I mean, maybe. Depends what you believe.
Whatever.
This is the point we disagree. No, let's get it. No, I'm just playing.
Listen, I'm prefacing
there's some bad shit out there.
Yeah.
And you know, who knows?
Whatever. And I'm not trying.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
It is what it is. I'm just prefacing it with an artist.
I love his music.
Michael Jackson.
I'll give you that.
I love Michael Jackson. Man in the Mirror is one of my favorite songs of all time.
For sure. Absolutely. No, I love that. Any other story there? Or is
nope. Just okay. I love Michael Jackson.
All right. Number 3 for me. Who do I put 3? Mac Miller. I don't even know if I need to say anything about that.
You want to hold that conversation off for a little bit?
Yeah, we could. I figured he's on your list. I love Mac Miller. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And I didn't early. Well, I'll start with mine, and you can tell your story when you get to yours. I'm sure he's on your list. I didn't love him as much early on, with the his just fun playfulness, like kids shit like that. I do now, but I just didn't really discover him until right before he passed.
Yeah.
Because not the last album he put out, but Swimming was so deep, and I was like, holy shit, I like this. And then I started to listen to his other stuff, and then he died, and I was like, oh fuck. But that's me. That's
it's
3.
Crazy, man, because he started so, and I won't go too much into it yet, but because he started so young, he's got like 10 albums. Mm-hmm. For somebody that passed at 27, he gave you enough music. He's got a catalog. I'm sure it's not the last one. I don't think Circles is going to be the last one. I'm sure there will be another.
You think there's more? Did you like Circles?
I do.
Okay.
I do like it.
I liked it for what it was. It felt lacking in areas, but like
I could see people not liking it because it's not. It's different than anything he
done
before.
Yeah.
But there's supposed to be a trilogy. Was supposed to be Swimming in Circles.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be Swimming, Circles, and then there was going to be one more, which was supposed to be like him rapping, is what it was going to be. So it was going to be a trilogy of albums. So when you kind of look at it like that, where it was going to be in the middle of these two, it was going to be 3 different types of music, really.
Right.
So when you look at it that way,
I love when artists can show their range like that. That's fucking dope.
So my number 2 is Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. That's fair. I'm from Louisiana.
Yeah, growing up down here, born in Chalmette, grew up in New Orleans, grew up around New Orleans. Me and all my friends, you really don't have to say too much about it. It's like, I'm a big believer in, and this kind of happened when Mac Miller died. Like, I was legit upset when it happened, and people make fun of you for it because it's like you don't even know him. Like, he's a celebrity.
Yeah.
But it's like you connect. You seem to be the same way as me. You connect music with different points in your life. So I connect. There's like no Lil Wayne song hits me emotionally.
Right. That's what I was gonna say.
But you think of it like I grew up with my friends. Like, we'd ride around listening to "Man, I Miss My Dogs."
Oh, for sure.
And so when I hear that song, I think about all the times I'm hanging with my friends. So it just connects with me like that.
No,
and that's why Lil Wayne, he's my favorite my second favorite because of how good I believe he is, but also because of the way I grew up with everybody I know listening to him, and it just brings back memories to it.
We could have done an entire podcast on just this topic. Sure now that I'm in it,
we can get into it another time.
But no, I agree. I feel the same way. The Wayne's not on my list, but same way I grew up. I mean, same thing. We rode around listening to every mixtape, every Squad mixtape, every Wayne mixtape, the Drake mixtapes before Drake was even Drake. Like, no, yeah, all Cash Money, Young Money, anything that came out of New Orleans back in the day, Currency still to this day.
Yeah.
I
still any lucky day, a New Orleans guy.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's the fact that it's a local guy turned out to be one of the greatest to ever do it, and I just got all those memories with it. That's all it is. It's the memories connected with Lil Wayne, I guess. I think we're at, what are we at now? You're number 2?
I'm on 2, and I feel like I should have put this guy 3. Now that I'm looking at it, Mac should have been 2, but 2 for me. I'll just say it. Chris Stapleton. I'll throw my country in there. I don't consider. He is country. He's super country, but also consider him very bluesy. which is why I connect with him so much.
Have you ever seen him in concert?
Yes.
How is that? Let me tell you why I ask. His music, love it. Can sing his ass off.
Yeah.
Obviously. I don't feel like I would enjoy him in concert. I'm not a fan of the guys that don't move around at all, and he gives off that vibe. But I've never seen him.
I don't get so that we kind of see differently there. I don't care if I love people that have stage presence. Definitely goes a long way, but I think stage presence can be a lot of different things. There's nothing I love more, and maybe I can go into the story after. There's nothing I love more than the intimacy of a musician just sitting on stage in the dark with their guitar, belting out emotional songs.
So where did you see him?
So I saw him at Bayou Country Superfest, and I'll be honest, I didn't. It was fun. It was fun, but I don't think it was as fun as I anticipated.
I feel like if I had seen him House of Blues, a small venue, I think I would love it.
I agree.
I think in the arena at Bayou Country Superfest, I don't think I would enjoy it that much. Now my mom saw him; she loved it. She loved it too. I like Chris Stapleton. I'm a big country music person. Yeah. I mean, honestly, Tim McGraw probably should have been in my top 5. I love Tim McGraw, but stage presence. You go to a Tim McGraw concert, that's awesome. We just went to see Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
I saw y'all.
I've
seen you.
Best stage presence of any musician I've ever seen.
I mean, I guess it's just a preference. I prefer to people. So I saw a Zach Brown band at Bayou Country Superfest a while ago, a long time ago. Say a long time ago, maybe 7, 8, 9 years ago. I don't know. And it was funny because he was boring, or they were boring. They didn't do anything. They stood there, played their songs, whatever. I saw him at Hangout Fest a few years later. Complete 180.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, one of the best performances I've ever seen.
Sometimes it's the venue and the crowd.
Well, it was a different. I think he just kind of grew.
Yeah.
Into it.
That's fair.
This was when I first saw him at Hangout, it was right when Chicken Fried had come out, so they were kind of just starting to blow up. And then a few years later, we saw him at Hangout, and it's like they blew up more, and I think it just changed. They had the violinist that they got that does all the crazy shit. It was just, I don't know, big fan of stage presence.
You know who I love? Not on my list, but I want to hear your next one because it's your number one coming up, right? Yeah. Not on my list. Lately, I haven't liked him as much. Aaron Lewis from Stained is one I'm talking about. With not necessarily having stage presence.
I know Stained and Aaron Lewis, but
Stained the band, phenomenal show. If you like rock music, Aaron Lewis when he used to do his little acoustic tours before he got into country music, fucking amazing. He would just get up on stage, he would talk to the crowd would shout songs, he would cover whatever basically the same thing Garth does at the end of his concerts. The fun shit that Garth does, Aaron Lewis would just do a tour where that's all he did, and it was so much fucking fun.
That's cool.
It was cool.
We might have stumbled into another top 5 for another one. Top 5 concerts you've ever been
to. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, what's your number one?
My number one is Mac Miller.
Okay. Oh, duh. Yeah. You didn't say him yet.
We've actually talked about it a little bit before. I think the first time we really hung out. And the way I explained it to you and the way me and my friends talk about it, I feel like we grew up with Mac Miller. When he was the same age as me, a little bit younger than you, same age as me. So when I was in high school, Mac was in high school. So whatever he was, it was, kids. Mm-hmm. What he was talking about on that album, we were living because we were the same age, same stages of life. And then it's like as he grew and went through stuff in life, we all went through it at the same time. So we connected with it a lot. And then my best friend put me onto it. So I have that connection with it.
Yeah.
And I met Mac outside of the House of Blues.
That's cool.
We were sitting there. We went to see him. This was I had just turned 18, and I felt bad because my buddy that put me on the Mac. We always wanted to go see a concert together, and I turned 18 and he wasn't old enough to go.
Damn.
Yet. So I felt terrible that I didn't get to go, and I met him.
Met his idol.
Yeah, so I'll never forget it. I was standing outside the House of Blues waiting, and he was getting there early to go to a meet and greet. He walked by. I'm like, hey man, can we get a picture? He's like, I can't let you take a picture with me because the meet and greet people said, I'll let you take a picture of me. And he did this dumbass pose, and we took a bunch of pictures of him, talked to him a little bit. It was cool because it's like you're just talking to somebody my age, just hanging out. But I mean, as far as an artist, he's one of the most talented people I've ever met, or not. Well, I guess I could say met.
Yeah.
Ever heard? I mean, he can rap if he wanted to rap. But honestly, the albums that connect with me the most, and even the songs, are the introspective ones. Best Day. I mean, I got it in my
Best Day Ever. Yeah.
In my bio.
That's what jumped out to me. I didn't even look at that until after we met. I think I didn't see that quote.
No matter where life takes me, find me with a smile. That's a quote that. And I mean, people could laugh at it if they want. It's something to live by. It connects with me for whatever reason. I love that song. It's just, and then like the introspective stuff before he died. It's cool.
I 100% agree.
We
see eye to eye there.
Yep. The other person that I would maybe put on my list is Chance.
Okay.
Because it's kind of a similar thing. Grew up with him. I got on him a little bit later than I did with Mac. But talk about concerts, probably some of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as albums go, the last one he put out I wasn't a huge fan of, but everything else, I love Chance the Rapper.
I like Chance. I like Chance a lot. Actually, Chance is one of those guys that I need to listen to more of his stuff. Like I found his stuff around the same time that I found Mac's stuff.
Yeah.
Later.
It's kind of a similar.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this I like it, but I never like I went kind of down a rabbit hole and then got away from it. It's just like,
and we seem to have the same opinion. I like artists. Like Lil Wayne is a rapper, but I like it, but I love artists.
Right.
Like I'll go to war behind Mac being a better artist than the majority of. He might be one of the greatest artists of all time. Think about. I mean, he's got rap albums. He's got albums where he's singing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of arguments to be made there,
yeah,
but
well,
I can't argue in the moment.
I'm thinking more of like that genre.
Right.
Like I'm not comparing back to Jimi Hendrix or back.
Yeah,
to,
I was like, as you said that, I was like, man, there's a lot of really good artists
more along like
throughout the history of time.
Hip hop artist is more what I'm thinking about there.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
that's fair.
It's a different conversation.
I
forgot we hadn't done your number one.
My number one. That's all right. Mac is. Listen, I love Mac Miller, so it's fine. My number one is it's kind of weird after having had all this discussion that we've had. I'm going back to maybe angry white boy music, maybe depressed white boy music. I don't know exactly what you would consider this. 90s grunge. I have gone through so many different phases in life where I connected with different music. Rap for a long time, R&B for a long time, country for a long time. I grew up on all of it. But I have this band tattooed on me. Fun fact. Alice in Chains is my number one artist, and I felt like it would be wrong of me not to put them number one because I literally have their logo on my fucking leg.
Because I've been thinking about getting Mac's thing is 93 or 92 to infinity because he was born in 92. I've been thinking about getting 93 to infinity as a tattoo somewhere because I was born in 93.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about it a little bit.
Fuck it.
But keep going.
And to talk about my tattoo a little bit, I've got some dumb tattoos. I'll be honest. I've got some really stupid tattoos. The Alice in Chains tattoo was the first tattoo I ever got. It was just like I was in a tattoo shop with a bunch of friends. One of my buddy was getting fucking Cadillac logos on the back of his elbows. With nautical stars. It was like the Cadillac Reef with nautical stars. Anybody who knows him knows who I'm talking about. Still love you, buddy. I don't know if you still have them, but they were terrible. And I didn't know what to get, and I was like, "Oh, I love Alice in Chains right now. Like, I'll get the Alice in Chains logo." It was dumb, but I genuinely did. It was that teenage angst, depression, whatever you want to call it, the weird emotions you have as a young adult. And
we all go through it.
Yeah, I loved their music. My wife would probably tell you they're horrible. Like, she listens to bands of that era and that genre, and she's like, how are these guys considered good? They can't sing.
Never asked, how much younger is she than you?
6 years.
She's about my age?
Yeah. 6 years, 7 years, like that. But yeah, that's it. I could name so many. And the funny thing is, when it comes to their music, the songs I like aren't necessarily the songs you would think of. Like the first song I think of with them is like "Stay Away."
I don't know that I'm sure I've heard some songs, but off the top of my head, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, "Down in a Hole" is one that's famous. "Rooster's" famous.
Right.
"Man in the Box." I don't know. There's a lot of shit. Yeah, that's my number one.
That's probably one of our better top fives for coming up with it 5 minutes into it. We cannot cut this off below an hour to save our lives.
We can't. We're probably at like an hour and a half right now.
We tried.
Fuck it.
The video is going to be pretty long considering we didn't cut it off when we had our little audio issue.
We'll figure it out.
I'll just throw in the SpongeBob a few moments later thing and we'll be good.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. I love that. I fucking love that. Well, I mean,
I don't have much more, man.
That's all I got.
This felt like a good Friday night podcast.
It did. I actually had fun tonight. I know I fucked up the audio halfway through.
I like this setup. I think I like this vibe.
The vibe is. I don't know if my buddy's watching, but I'm a vibey guy. He always makes fun of me because like my wedding, the whole weekend, anytime we did anything, I was like, yeah, well, this is the vibe I was going for. Like I just wanted to vibe this way. I said vibe like 1,000 times my wedding weekend, and I realized that's my fucking go-to word, and all I'm worried about in life is vibes. And it makes me sound even more like a hippie now that I'm saying it out loud. But I just want to chill, have a good time.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. We didn't say it last week, but so I want to make sure we say it this week. Make sure you visit thenote.com. Check out any, all our articles. You got anything coming up? I'd like to ask you.
I mean, I'm going to have Patty's Players again. Last week it was Trish Stratus. This week.
Go read it.
Yeah. I mean, it's always fun. It's not like hard-hitting, in-depth stuff. It's going to be something to where either I pick someone who had a great fucking game or week in sports, or like a random pop culture person that I'm like, oh, wow, they did something really cool or really dumb. I'm just going to have fun with it. So
yeah, our joint article on the season should be coming out. We're going to put a date on it because we got to get it out. So that should be coming out soon, so just keep checking there. Make sure you follow us on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, at the Patty V these days?
The Patty V.
At Rainy Days, Rainy_days with a 3 instead of the E. And then at Be in the Know. Make sure you're following there because like I mentioned earlier, we're going to do some kind of giveaway with this pod. I'm not sure what we're going to do. We'll figure it out. Yeah. So follow that. Make sure you follow that.
If you made it through the hour and a half, you get a bag of Skittles. Thank you.
Here you go. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Go follow it. We're at Who F'n Kneauxs on everything.
Literally any social media
Facebook.
you can think of.
Do except Facebook?
No, we should probably be on Facebook.
I didn't make a Facebook.
Nah, we'll do that. We'll get on that. Go look for it. It'll be there by the time you see this.
So, yeah. That's all I got. I don't have anything coming out except for my second half of my breakout things. That's it.
See you next time. Later, bitches.
Deuces.